Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about memes. More specifically, socio-political memes and how horrific of an idea their very existence is. I'm not interested in discussing the memes that you post with genuine apathy or disinterest for other people's opinions because you think it's a cool idea. I'm talking about for the people who will look at a meme and go, this depicts my political interests, I'm going to post it. And why that is a tragedy on social media that unfortunately has gotten way out of hand. So, first thing, 98% of the time, memes are written by somebody else. A predetermined image with limited information to which you are not posting for yourself if you are posting a socio-political meme. You are posting for others on their newsfeed. So it's not your meme. It's what we have to see. It's what we have to be exposed to and what we have to look at should we choose to follow you. Social media is a public place. If you don't want certain people responding to your posts or giving you feedback that you disagree with, feel free to look in the settings of a post and set a group of people whom you believe these types of posts appeal to. Thus, they are the only people who can see them. If you choose to not do so, you are volunteering to have somebody who may or may not feel offended or otherwise irritated by your post and comment on it as such. Now, it's one thing to have somebody who harasses you for something that is legitimately not worth noting or isn't bothering them objectively, but if you have a knack for posting political posts, you know what I'm talking about. Knowing that you have people on you that follow you that are going to see it and that are going to be annoyed by it, and you don't care, you deserve that feedback, and you deserve every ounce of butthurt that you're going to get from that feedback. And if you decide to unfriend them or block them, more power to them. That is your loss. So, if you genuinely didn't care about the feedback, you wouldn't be posting. If you don't wish to control the settings to which you have at your disposal, then you shouldn't be posting. If you are genuinely going to leave it free for anyone and then condemn those who will give their input because they are repeatedly irritated by it, you're part of the problem. You deserve every ounce of negative input they give you. Now, the rules of public interaction still apply to social media, and that's something a lot of people don't understand. They think, I'm behind my computer, I'm elsewhere, I'm on my phone, I'm not in front of X person. Therefore, they cannot affect me the same way. No, they can't physically affect you, and in all reality, the terms of a physical altercation are literally the only limit they have as to what they can do with you. Every other ounce of social influence, if anything else, has been amplified. Now, instead of having however many people are limited to that room that you would otherwise be in, a party, a whatever, you now are on a platform where hundreds, if not thousands of people have access to that information and can give their input as appropriate. You may have a bunch of people backing you, but you're probably going to have a bunch of people who won't. It's a bigger arena. It's not a safety net. And what's more, the awkwardness or insecurity that would otherwise prevent them from confronting you in such a fashion to your face is now gone because they too are behind a computer. So, in some sense, not only are the rules of social interaction still applicable, they are intensified. And that's something a lot of people don't seem to get. If you're going to post information, this is not information that stays within a room and less gossiped about elsewhere. This isn't a oh, I sent a private text to a friend and they blew it up on wherever. This is, you are posting where hundreds of people, average friend limit, have access to this, and I am restricting who sees it in no way, shape, or form. That many more people are going to be offended by it. That many more people are not going to feel like taking that offense silently. That many more people are going to speak up about it with varying degrees of intensity now that they themselves have the security of not having to confront you directly about it. So, if you're going to post something, avoid abrasive or insulting commentary, because that's what provokes these types of situations. Avoid false information, because and I'm one of these guys. If you post false information, I will ream you for it on Facebook. It's a pet peeve of mine. I can't stand it. Just, if you're going to post a meme, make sure it actually has the facts and not just something someone threw together to feel good. Poor spelling, I'm not that petty, but there are people who are, and a meme is a good way to show somebody else that you don't know how to spell, despite that that's not actually you. Memes represent you of all things. I've been talking about posts generally, because up until this point, this could apply to any number of posts, but memes are the pinnacle of what can go wrong under these circumstances. You can control whether or not you will share it. And that is the only aspect of its existence you can control. Unless you should start making your own memes. I do that occasionally, and I prefer it that way. I tend not to share memes without fact-checking. Which, by the way, you should try that out. Fact-checking. It takes anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute and a half to verify the information you're looking at, just to make sure that the information on that image with a finite amount of text is representing you in a good light. So bottom line, just to sum this up again, if you're going to post memes, make sure the information is accurate so that people know you actually care enough about the about your sense of advocacy to look into this and make sure it's true. One, make sure it's spelled correctly, because as much as that may be a petty thing, it is something people will look down on you for sometimes. Third, make sure it's not abrasive or insulting, because at that point, all you're doing is repeatedly presenting information that while you may agree with, other people find offensive. That's all I can say for now for memes. I'll be commenting more about socio-political commentary on social media another time. Everybody have a good one.